today we're plunging into a film that's, well, it's really something else. Joel and Ethan Coen's 2007 masterpiece, No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a movie, is it? It feels more like, I don't know, a cinematic gut punch that sort of rewrites the rules.
It absolutely does. And our goal today is really to unpack it. We've got some great analysis to draw on, and we want to figure out why this film has such a lasting, almost haunting impact.
Yeah.
And maybe uncover some surprising insights about themes that feel, well, very relevant right now.
Right. So just to set the scene a bit,
Yeah.
it's based on the Cormac McCarthy novel, throws you right into this harsh Texas border setting where violence, chance, moral decay. They aren't just plot points. They feel like the air you breathe in the film.
That's a perfect way to put it.
And the title itself, No Country for Old Men. It's pretty upfront, isn't it? Yeah. Like a stark warning about a world changing too fast, too brutally.
Exactly. It hints at that sense of displacement, of not belonging anymore.
So by the end of this, you, the listener, should have a real handle on the film's deeper layers.
Yeah, we're hoping to give you a shortcut, kind of beyond just what happens, into the why it hits so hard, why it's considered such a masterpiece.
Okay, let's dive in. The violence, it's immediate, it's brutal. That opening scene with Chigurh and the handcuffs, wow. It doesn't feel like typical movie violence. It feels baked in, like part of the natural order. How do they achieve that?
Well, I think a big part of it is how they immediately subvert your expectations. You know, in a typical crime film, you're waiting for the hero for order to be restored.
Right, the cavalry arriving.
Exactly. But the Coens just, they don't give you that. There's no catharsis, no neat resolution where the bad guy pairs in a satisfying way.
Yeah.
Violence here is, like you said, almost natural, impersonal, like a weather system almost. And Chigurh, he's not really a villain with understandable motives. He's more like the embodiment of this indifferent, destructive principle.
It's different is a good word. Which brings us straight to that coin toss scene, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Iconic.
It just crystallizes everything about chance driving the violence. For Chigurh, it's not a game.
Yes.
It's his code, his philosophy.
It's his philosophy made terrifyingly real. He sees destiny or fate as this external force. The coin flip absolves him in his mind.
Right.
It means the violence doesn't need a personal reason. It just happens based on the call.
And the landscape plays into this too, right? That endless, empty Texas desert.
Absolutely. It's not just a backdrop. It's almost biblical in its harshness. Open, inhospitable. It reinforces that feeling of violence being natural, unavoidable. It's a metaphor for the world of the film stripped down to survival, where justice feels like a pointless concept.
Okay, so if violence is this like uncontrollable force of nature, where does that leave morality? Where does it leave someone trying to uphold the old ways?
And that, of course, leads us straight to Sheriff Ed Tom Bell. Tommy Lee Jones, just incredible.
Perfect casting.
He's positioned as the film's moral compass, but, and this is crucial, he's a compass pointing towards resignation, not victory.
Yeah, you feel his tiredness, like he just can't comprehend this new wave of violence.
His monologues, the ones that open and close the film, they're so important. They show him realizing quite clearly that the world, or at least the violence in it, has changed beyond recognition, beyond his ability to contain it.
So his failure, because he does fail to catch Chigurh or save Moss, it's not presented as a personal feeling, is it?
Not really. It's more like an acknowledgement that the rules he operated by, the order he believed in, it just doesn't apply anymore. It's obsolete.
Which connects directly back to the title, No Country for Old Men. It's from the Yeats poem, Sailing to Byzantium.
Right, which is all about aging, feeling out of step, loss of meaning. Bell is one of those old men. He can't find his footing in this new landscape dominated by chance and this kind of brutal indifference.
So when he retires at the end, it's heavy. It feels like more than just quitting his job.
Oh, definitely. It's an existential surrender almost. He's accepting that the world has become incomprehensible, that evil has taken on forms that his experience, his traditions, they just can't fight.
And those dreams he talks about, especially the one about his father carrying fire in a horn.
Yeah, that final dream. It's haunting. The fire, maybe symbolizing hope or guidance, is being carried ahead into the darkness, but it's out of reach. It suggests that moral guidepost is lost, leaving this profound sense of emptiness. No victory, no redemption, just acceptance of the dark.
Which brings us squarely to the embodiment of that darkness, or perhaps that chilling logic. Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, let's talk Chigurh. He's got to be one of the most unforgettable, unsettling screen presences in, well, decades.
Absolutely. That haircut alone is terrifying. But it's his coldness, isn't it? The methodical way he operates.
And his seeming immunity to pain. Remember the scene after the crash? Where he just calmly, clinically deals with his own compound fracture.
Oh, God, yeah.
It makes him seem almost inhuman, like an archetype.
Yeah.
Death walking, maybe, or fate itself.
But he does have a logic, right? It's twisted, but it's there.
Exactly. That's what's so disturbing. It's not random chaos. He follows this rigid internal code, even if it makes no sense to anyone else. He's not after the money primarily or revenge. He's applying what he sees as, well, incomprehensible justice dictated by the coin.
Right.
So he's monstrous, but there's this bizarre consistency to him.
And then you have Llewellyn Moss, Josh Brolin, as his sort of opposite number.
The human counterpoint, yeah. Moss isn't a hero either, is he? He's just a regular guy, a vet, who makes a really bad decision taking that money.
A fatal decision. His whole storyline is this desperate flight, but you kind of feel from the beginning.
His fate is sealed.
He's smart, he's resourceful, you see him patching himself up too.
He is, and that contrast is key. Moss has skills, resilience, but against Chigurh, against that implacable principle of violence he represents, it's not enough.
And his death happening off screen.
Yeah.
That felt significant.
Hugely significant. It denies us even the narrative closure of seeing the protagonist's end. It underlines his, and by extension maybe our, insignificance in the face of these larger impersonal forces. Human stories don't get neat endings here.
And Chigurh just keeps going. Even after that car crash at the end, he gets up, limps away.
Right. No poetic justice, no final showdown where good triumphs. It drives home the point. Evil, or maybe just this relentless, destructive force, isn't defeated. It just continues, it adapts maybe, but it persists, regardless of individual.
Okay, we have to talk about how the film creates this feeling, the filmmaking itself, the aesthetic.
Yes, absolutely. The Coen's craft here is just masterful and one of the boldest choices. Almost no musical score.
It's incredible, isn't it? You really notice the silence. Or not silence, but the sound.
Exactly. The ambient sounds, wind, footsteps, the click of the bolt gun, the distant sirens, they become incredibly loud, incredibly tense. Without music telling you how to feel, you're just left with the starkness of the image and the tension of the sounds. It's unnerving.
And visually. Roger Deakins' cinematography. Wow.
Oh, it's stunning, poetic even. That Texas desert becomes a character, those vast, empty horizons, the harsh light, the color palette, all those dusty, arid tones. It just reinforces the sense of fate, of solitude, and the way shots are framed. So precise, every frame feels inevitable somehow.
It's interesting, too, because it is a chase movie, fundamentally. But it doesn't feel frantic.
No, it doesn't. The rhythm is very deliberate. It alternates these bursts of shocking violence with long stretches of quiet, almost contemplative stillness.
Right.
That pacing reinforces the film's philosophical weight, doesn't it? Violence isn't just spectacle. It's this heavy, oppressive presence hanging in the air.
So pulling it all together, No Country for Old Men really does stand apart. It's not just a thriller or a Western. It's this deep meditation on evil, chance, time passing.
Absolutely. And it leaves you unsettled because it refuses easy answers. The lack of clear justice, the sheer randomness and cruelty of fate embodied by Chigurh, Sheriff Bell's quiet defeat, it all challenges what we expect from stories.
The message feels pretty stark then. Evil persists. The old moral order, the one Bell represents, it's gone.
Pretty much. Contemporary violence is shown as something almost unmanageable. Bell isn't just beaten by one killer, he's beaten by the times, by an era. And Chigurh just walks on, doesn't he? A ghost of continuing chaos.
Which is why it feels like such a modern masterpiece, I think. It's both brutally real and almost mythical. Minimalist, but incredibly deep.
Yeah, it's an existential allegory wrapped in a crime story. Brutal, yes, but also deeply human in its portrayal of fear, desperation, and weariness.
So the film doesn't wrap things up neatly. It leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
Definitely. It throws these big questions at you and just leaves them hanging.
Like, what is the place for morality when things seem so random? What does justice even look like anymore?
And how do you deal with violence when it feels less like a choice people make and more like a fundamental law of the universe?
Right. And maybe that's why it stays relevant. Those questions don't go away. The film suggests that in this country, this world, maybe the old maps, the old certainties just don't work anymore.
A chilling thought to end on.
Indeed.